Welcome to my campaign. I'm going to be playing part 4 in the Angmar Awakened campaign expansion, The Waste of Eriador. I'm playing with only cards that have been repackaged to show new players who aren't able to get their hands on other cards that even with a restricted card pool, this quest can still be won. And that includes the 4 starter decks, the revised core set, the Angmar Awakened Hero expansion, and the Fellowship of the Ring Saga box. Setup. Each player may change heroes without incurring a +1 threat penalty. Each player adds 1 copy of Determination to their starting hand. Add each of those events to the campaign pool. Shuffle the Fend off the spare side quest into the encounter deck. So here's the Determination. Attach Determination to a unique character. Then ready each character with a copy of Determination attached to it, as well as each character who is determined in the campaign log. Counts as a condition attachment with the text, forced. If you win this scenario, mark in the campaign log that attached character is determined. I'm going to stay playing with the same heroes and decks that I was played with before, with my Sylvan deck of Elrond, Helivor, and Galadriel. And the only changes in this deck from the last quest was I took out 1 Will of the West. So we no longer have to worry about our deck running empty. And my Haldir deck, still have the same heroes of Baragond, Haldir, and Arwen. And the only changes that I've made with this deck is, since we're not going to be discarding cards from the top of our deck anymore, I took out the 3 hidden caches and the 3 Heirloom miners. Starting spread for the Sylvan deck is 33, and the Haldir deck is 29. We've got a Marthiel. He's a 1/3/3/3 Dunedain Ranger Warrior. Response: after an enemy engages a player, give control of a Marthiel to that player. And if a Marthiel leaves play, we lose the game. our opening hands. Sneak attack, test of will, sneak attack, Gandalf, Miner of the Iron Hills, and Iron's Pendant. We're going to keep this since we have 2 sneak attacks. We want Elven Light and weapons. Duran's Ruins, Will of the West, Bow of the Galadriel, Hasty Stroke, Ranger Spikes, and Northern Tracker. So there we go. "1A, Across the Waste. Set pack leader side out of play. Make Shrouded Hills the active location. Add the time objective to the staging area with Daybreak. Face up. The first player takes control of a Marthiel. Shuffle the encounter deck. Reveal 1 card from the counter deck per player." So we got Shrouded Hills. X threat, where X is the number of quest cards in play. And while there is only 1 quest card in play, Shrouded Hills gains Surge and 5 quest points. And we got the pack leader. And now we have the time. We have Daybreak side face up. And if it is day, enemies do not make engagement checks. When it becomes day, return each enemy in play into the staging area. At the end of the round, flip this objective. Nightfall. If it is night, progress cannot be placed on quest cards. Encounter card effects cannot be cancelled. When it becomes night, reveal an encounter card. At the end of the round, flip this objective. So it's like you can only quest every other turn onto this, putting the progress down. And from the last quest, the Arnar Revenged, we set it up, but we don't have any damage to put on it. But if we did, when a character would get damaged and not destroyed, you would move 1 damage from Arnor's Revenge to that character. North Downs, well, it is night. North Down gets +2 threat, and Northern Wogs. When revealed, each Wog enemy gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. Well, that's not going to matter because by the time we get to the quest phase, that phase is going to be over because we have the planning phase before then. "1B, 20 quest points. While it is day, each hero gets +1 willpower. When it becomes night, raise each player's threat by 1. And he's got +1 attack because of Ruthless. Elrond's got +2 resources because of Cunning. Vilya. And exhaust Galadriel, reduce her threat by 1. and draw a card. Greenwood Archer. We're going to put Villia down onto Elrond. So Elrond's going to get a spirit resource icon. And I can exhaust Villia and Elrond to put the top card of my deck into play for free. And I'm going to do that. Nenya. Now I'm going to play a Greenwood Archer for 2. I'm going to ready up Villia and ready up Elrond. Now I'm going to go over to the Haldir deck, Bowhammer. I'm going to play a Bow of the Galadriel onto Haldir. And he gets +1 attack and +2 attack if attacking an enemy not engaged with him. We're going to play a Duran's Ruins. Draw 2 cards, another Duran's Ruins, and a Bowhammer. Get rid of Will of the West. Play a Duran's Ruins. I get rid of a Long Defeat. Allies don't exhaust the turn they come into play. And Sylvans get a bonus to each of their attributes. So we're going to quest for... Oh, we also have this. I'm going to wait. So we're going to quest for 4. 8, 9, 10, 11, or 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And there is 3 in the staging area. Hunting Pack. Eriador Waste. So we added 3, 6, going up to 9. So we quest successfully by 6. That clears the Shrouded Hills and puts 1 progress onto the main quest. And we're going to travel to the Eriador Wastes. And we have to engage a enemy as the first player. And then we deal a shadow card. Now we're going to use Haldir's ability. He's attacking for 6 to snipe this Wogs. Then I'm going to play a bow hammer, exhaust the bow with a Galadrium, and draw 3 cards. Elrond's Consul, a quick strike, and Elrond's Consul. Now we go to the end of the round. Flips the Knight. We raise our threat by 1. Now we reveal an encounter card. Make camp. Surge. Characters can't be healed. Rugged Country. Faint. I'm going to spend 2 and put out a Ranger Spikes. Now the next enemy that enters play gets caught in the trap. I go over to the Sylvan deck, Limbus. We're going to put a Limbus onto Baragond. Now we're going to play Iron's Pendant. Now we're going to put that onto Arwen. She gets +1 willpower. And I can remove it and put it in the victory display to cancel a encounter. The when revealed effects of a card that was just revealed from the encounter deck, or cancel a shadow effect just triggered. Now it is night, so that's on the North Downs is going to have +2 threat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to quest for. We no longer have +1. We're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're going towards the main quest, but we can't put progress on it. Wolf of Angmar, Surge. Wolf of Angmar, Surge. Shrouded Hills. One of these wolves falls into a trap. And then Pressing Needs, Doom 2. Either search the encounter deck and discard pile for an encounter side quest, reveal it, or choose a different quest card in play to be the current quest until the end of the phase. Well, we're going to just switch it over to make camp. So this goes up 2. So we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going up to 12. We're going to play a Elrond's Consul, add 1 more willpower, and reduce our threat by 3. So now we're at 12. So we broke even. We're going to play another Elrond's Consul, reduce our threat by 3. And then we're going to exhaust Galadriel and Nenya, increase it by 4. So we quest successfully by 5, and that clears the active location. And we're going to travel to the rugged country. And hunting pack. While the player is making engagement checks against hunting pack, it gets -1 engagement cost for each damaged character. We have no damaged characters. While it is nice, Wolf of Angmar gets +2 attack. We're going to optionally engage the Wolf of Angmar. And none of the other ones engage. Now we're going to use Haldir's ability. He's going to attack for 6 and snipe this Wolf of Angmar. Now we're going to play a Foe Hammer and exhaust the bow and draw 3 cards. Now we go to the end of the round. We flip the day. And no enemies, all the enemies return. Gandalf. Go over to the Haldir deck. Dwarven tomb. I'm going to put a Gondorian shield onto Baragon. Cost is reduced by 2. He gets +2 defense. I'm going to discard a Hasty Stroke. Give 1 resource to Arwen. And then we're going to put a Northern Tracker into play. And Defender Ramus. Now we're going to quest. All our characters have heroes have +1 willpower. We're going to go against Make Camp. And we're going to play a Sneak Attack Gandalf and deal 4 damage to this hunting pack. So we're questing for 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the staging area. Eriador Wastes. And Biting Wind. When revealed, assign X damage among characters committed to the quest, where X is the number of characters committed to the quest. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6, because he's questing. We're going to put three damage on Gandalf. And 3 damage on Elrond. So we added 3. So we quested successfully by 8, 9, 10. That clears the rugged country and Make Camp. After Make Camp is defeated, each player heals 3 damage from a hero he controls. We're going to heal up all the damage from Elrond. And Gandalf comes back to my hand. And we're going to travel to the Eriador Waste. The first player engages a Wog enemy in the staging area and deals it a shadow card. We're going to engage the hunting pack. Now during the engagement phase, we're not going to engage any enemies. Now I'm going to use Haldir's ability and attack for 6 and snipe this hunting pack, because he's already damaged by 4, so he takes 3 damage and he's gone. Now we're going to exhaust Bow the Gladrium and play a Foe Hammer and draw 3 cards. Honor Guard, Feint, and another Ranger Spikes. And now, at the end of the round, we flip the objective to Nightfall. Reveal a card. Wolf of Angmar, Surge, Cold of Angmar. Each player deals 1 damage to a hero he controls. Attach Cold of Angmar to the current quest. Counts as a condition attachment with the text. Treat each damaged character's printed text box as if it were blank except for traits. I'm going to put it on Calivor and Arwen. And during the action, right before the end of the turn, I'm going to lower a threat and draw a card. I didn't use her ability. Now we go to the next round. East Road Ranger. I'm going to put another Ranger Spikes. Now I'll go over to the Sylvan deck. Gladrium Minstrel. We're going to play a Miner of the Iron Hills. And when it enters play, I can remove a condition attachment. I'm going to remove the Cold from Angmar. I'm going to put a Gladrium Minstrel into play. We get to search the top 5 cards of our deck for an event and put it into our hand. I get a Feigned Voices. So the North Pole now is +2 because we're at night, and the Shrouded Hills is 1 because there's only 1 quest card in play. So there's a total of 3, 4, 5 in the staging area. We're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. I get to put a progress on each of the locations in the staging area. Pressing needs, Doom 2. And we either have to switch quest or search for a side quest. Well, you don't have anything to switch to, so we got to search. We're going to search for Fend Off Despair. Each event card gains Doomed 1. When Fend Off Despair is defeated, mark in the campaign log that each player's starting threat is reduced by 2. This reduction is cumulative. And then a Log's Den. Immune to player card effects. Travel. The first player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a WOG enemy, reveals it, and puts it into play, engages him. Shuffle the encounter deck. So that added 4. 5, because we got another quest into play. So we quest successfully by 4. We're going to exhaust Galadriel and add 4. So we quested successfully by 8. That clears the active location. Now we're going to travel to the Shrouded Hills. Now we're going to optionally engage this Wolf of Angmar. Now we're going to use Haldir's ability to attack for 6 and snipe it. And I'm out of bow hammers. At the end of the round, we flip to Daybreak. Olorian. Put that down onto Calivor. Go over to the Haldir deck, Honor Guard. We're going to put an Honor Guard into play. Now we're going to quest. We all have +1 willpower. And we're going to be going towards Fend Off Despair. So there's 1, 2, 5 in the staging area. We're going to quest for 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going to play a sneak attack. We have to raise our threat by 1. We're going to put Gandalf into play and draw 3 cards. And then he's going to go on the quest. So we're going to add another 4. We're up to 20. Cold from Angmar. When revealed, each player deals 1 damage. We're going to play a test. No, we haven't. We have a dwarf, so we have to deal 1 damage to a character, to one of our heroes, and then their text box becomes blank. Do 1 to Arwen. And Calibor. So we didn't lose any willpower because none of those were giving any benefits. And the next card is a Wog Den. So I added 4. So we quested successfully by 11. That puts 3 on the Shrouded Hills and 8 on the Fend Off Despair. So, and exploring it. And then the Cold from Angmar goes away. And now we're going to travel to the Wog Den. First player searches the encounter deck. Discard pile for a Wog enemy, reveals it, puts it into play, engages him. Shuffle the encounter deck. We're going to get a Northern Wogs. That goes into play, engage with the first player. Deal out shadow cards. Now we're going to use Haldir's ability, attacking for 6 to snipe this guy. Now we go to the next round. And we have to raise our threat by 1. And reveal an encounter card. Hunting pack. Can't have attachments, so it doesn't get trapped. Also, before we go to the thing, we're going to draw a card and reduce our threat by 1 last turn. Unexpected courage. We're going to play an unexpected courage and put it onto Galadriel. Over the Sylvan deck, sneak attack. I'm going to play a Tree People and bring back the Greenwood Archer. And return a Sylvan ally to your hand to search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Sylvan ally and put it into play. Galadriel's Handmaiden, Galadriel Minstrel, we're going to put the Galadriel Minstrel into play. Now we get to search the top 5 cards of our deck for an event and put it into our hand. We're going to get the Host of the Galadriel. We're going to use Elrond's ability in Zoxvilia to put the top card of our deck into play for free, Faramir. And we're going to play Greenwood Archer, reducing its cost by 1 with Olorian, and I can ready up a hero. I'm going to ready up Elrond. And I'm going to put Gandalf into play. And deal 4 damage to this hunting pack. Now we're questing. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7 in the staging area. And we can't put any progress onto the main quest. So we're going to quest for 4. 5, this is cleared. 6, 7. 8, 9. 13. 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19. First card is a Freezing Blast, Doom 2. Remove each damaged character from the quest. So that removes 4, 5, 6, 7 from the quest, bringing us down to 12. And North Downs. So we added 3. So we quest successfully by 2. That clears out the Wog's Den. And now we're going to engage him. Heal his shadow card, and we're going to exhaust Haldir, use his ability, and snipe this guy, and he's gone. We go to the next round. Gandalf's back to my hand. Oh, I played him, so he's the discard pile. Galadriel, she drew me a card and lowered my threat by 1. Draw a card. Galadriel's Handmaid. I'm going to put a Handmaiden into play. Reduce our threat by 1. Now we're going to go over to the Haldir deck, Duran's Ruins. Play a Duran's Ruins, draw 2 cards, discard a card, we'll discard an Elven Light. Spend 1, draw Elven Light into our hand, draw a card. Discard an Elven Light to give Elrond a resource. And I'm going to put a East Road Ranger into play. Going into the questing phase, there's 1, 5 in the staging area. And all our heroes get +1 because it is day. We're going to quest for 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, now we're going, and got the main quest, Lost in the Wild. Each player places all cards in his hand face down underneath Lost in the Wilderness. When Lost in the Wilderness is defeated, return each card under it to its owner's hand. Well, that's just a bunch of cards. At least it doesn't surge, though. Predatory Wolves. When revealed, each player must choose either discard the highest cost ally he controls, or search the encounter deck and discard pile for a WOG enemy, reveal it, and add it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. So we're going to search for WOGs. That's starting with the first player. We're going to get the white WOGs first, and then he falls into the trap. And then this guy, he comes down, and all WOGs get +1. So that added 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one, adding 1 doesn't raise anything. So up to 9. And we quested for 21. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to exhaust Galadriel to add 5 more to make it 17. And exhaust Faramir to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make 22. So we clear the stage 1 and go to stage 2. 2A. When revealed, shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until X WOG enemies are discarded. X is the number of players in the game. Add each discarded enemy to the staging area. The Northern WOGs and a Wolf of Angmar. And 2B, Howling at Night, 15 quest points. When it becomes day, each player draws a card. When it becomes night, discard a non-objective ally from play. Discard 2 non-objective allies instead if there are 3 more players in the game. Now we have to make engagement checks. First, we're going to travel to the North Downs. Going to engage the Wolf of Angmar here. Northern Wogs here. And then Northern Wogs over here. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with Baragon, attacking for 4. Deal 1 damage to the defending character. We're going to exhaust. Ready her off and exhaust her and draw a card and reduce her threat by 1. Now we're going to ready up a Limbus and heal up. And then we're going to block the Northern Wogs with Baragon. For the topmost Wog enemy, the discard pile into play, engage with you, and deal it a shadow card. There's no Wog enemies in the discard pile. No damage. And we're going to block with Defender of Ramus. Attacking is +1 for each quest card in play. So there's 2 in play. So it's attacking for 5. We're going to exhaust the Honor Guard to prevent 1 damage. So it's 4 against 4, no damage. Now we can attack back. We're going to attack with Haldir and destroy Northern Wogs. Then we can attack for 1, 2, 3, and deal 2 damage to this Orc Wolf of Angmar. Now we flip over, and when it becomes night, reveal an encounter card, and we have to discard a ally. We're going to get rid of the Miner of the Iron Hills. And we reveal Sudden Darkness. If it is night, raise each player's threat by 4. If it is day, flip to nightfall, but it's night. Test the will. Go over to the Sylvan deck, Tree People. We're going to play a Tree People. We're going to bring back the Galadriel's Handmaiden. And we get to search the top 5 cards of our deck for a Sylvan ally and put it into play. We're going to put a Sylvan Tracker into play. Then we're going to put a Galadriel's Handmaiden into play and reduce our threat by 1. Sauce Galadriel to draw a card and reduce our threat by 1. We're going to put a Steward of Gondor onto Elrond. We're going to use Elrond's ability with Vilya. Elrond's Council. We get to reduce our threat by 3. Now we're going into the questing phase. There's no locations that I can put any progress on. And there's 1, 5. Oh, this is not in the staging area. So there's 4 in the staging area. And we're going to be going towards the Lost in the Wilderness even if we can't put progress on it. So the East Road Ranger will get +2 willpower. So we're questing for 4. 7. 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Predatory Wolves. Each player must choose either discard the highest cost ally he controls or search for an encounter deck and discard pile for a WOG enemy. Reveal it and add it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. this into play. And get rid of the northern tracker. Next one is a wog den. So we added 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bringing us up to 12. So we quest successfully by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that clears out the North Downs. Now we go into the questing, the engagement phase. We're going to engage the northern wogs with the Sylvan deck. We're going to block the northern wogs with the, this is going over to the Sylvan deck. And we're going to block the northern wogs with the Defender of Ramus. No shadow, no damage. Now we're going to use Haldir's ability and snipe this Wolf of Angmar. And then block the northern wog with Baragon. Gets +1 for each quest card. There's 2 quest cards, so it's attacking for 5. So we take 1 damage, but we're going to cancel that with the Honor Guard. Now we're going to attack back with 3, 4, 5, and destroy this wogs. Go to the next round. Comes day. We flip over and we draw a card. Orphan. I'm going to put a northern Mirkwood Runner into play, reducing its cost by 1 with Olorian. Now we're going to go over to the Haldir deck. Going to drew a long defeat. We're going to use Gladriel's ability to have it reduce our threat by 1 and draw a card. faint. Now we're going to spend 1. Return Elven Light to our hand and draw a card. Dagger. We'll put a dagger onto Haldir. It's +1 attack and +2 attack, attacking an enemy with higher engagement cost. Spend 1. We're going to put Long Defeat on the Howling at Night. Discard an Elven Light to give Arwen a resource, and spend 1 and draw it back into our hand. Draw a card. We're going to go towards Lost in the Wilderness. So we're going to quest for all of my heroes get plus. Oh, we don't have that anymore. I don't get that benefit. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21. Predatory Wolves. We're going to play a Test of Will and cancel that effect. Bloodthirsty Wogs. +2. So we have 10. Threaten the staging area. So we quest successfully by 11. That clears out the Lost in the Wilderness side quest, and when it's cleared, we return each card underneath it to our hand. Now we're going to option. We don't even need to engage him. He can attack for 7. He can snipe him there. And when he engages you, that's only when it's night. Yeah, so we're just going to deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with Baragon. If it is night, it's not night. Now we're going to use Haldir's ability to snipe this Bloodthirsty Wog. And the Greenwood Archer is going to attack for 2 and deal 1 damage. And we're also add the Defender of Ramus to deal 2 damage. to this northern log. Now we go to night. And we have to discard an ally. We're going to discard a Greenwood Archer. Elrond's Council. Discard an Elven Light. Give Arwen a resource. Spend 2 and put a defense, an unexpected courage onto Arwen. We're going to go over to the Sylvan deck. Draw a card, Gandalf. We're going to play Orphan, reducing by cost by 1. And return a Greenwood Archer to our hand. We're going to use Elrond's ability as Vilya and put the top card of our deck into play for a Host of the Gladrium. We get a return all Sylvan allies to our hand and play them back into play. Okay, we're going to put the Gladrium Handmaiden back into play. And reduce threat by 1. We don't have any Sylvan allies in our discard pile. We don't. And now we get a Gladrium Minstrel. We can search the top 5 cards of our deck for an event. We're going to get an Elrond's Consul. Now we're going to do that over again. Vain Voices. Now all those ones get +1 and each of their attributes and don't exhaust. We're going to put in a Greenwood Archer and ready up Elrond. I'll play a Limbus and put that on to Baragond. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. There is 8 in the staging area. And we are requesting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Sauce Galadriel to make it 23. Bloodthirsty Wogs and the North Downs. So that added 3, 4, 5 to 13. So request successfully. Now we're going to travel to the North Downs, and this engages and makes immediate attack. We're going to block with Baragon. There's +1 for each quest card in play. There's 1 in play, so attacking for 5. We have 6 defense, so no damage. Now during the combat phase, we're going to use Haldir's ability, since we didn't engage an enemy, and snipe this Bloodthirsty Wog. And we're going to block with Baragon. Attacking enemy gets +1 for each damaged character the defending player controls. So we have 1 damaged character, so it's attacking for 4, no damage. We're going to attack back with the Greenwood Archer, and he's gone. Now we go to the next round. Flip to day. We each get a draw card. And a Host of the Galadriel. It's like a good turn to play it. We're going to play a North Down, a Nace Guide, and reduces cost by 1 because of Valorian. And now we're going to say that Haldir doesn't exhaust a quest. We're going to put a Galadriel Minstrel into play. Search the top 5 cards of our deck for a event. Test the will. Now we're going to play a Host of the Galadriel. Return all these to our hand. Before we do that, we're going to use Elrond's ability. We'll put this into play. It goes to the bottom. Now put the Greenwood Archer into play. Ready up Elrond. The Galadriel Handmaiden. Reduce our threat by 1. This should be healed from the Sylvan Tracker. We're going to say Elrond doesn't exhaust the quest. Search the top 5 cards of our deck for an event. Let's get a Feign Voices. Do it over again. Whiff. Let's do it over again. I'll test the will. Now we're going to go over to the Haldir deck, Miner of the Iron Hills. We're going to exhaust Galadriel and reduce our threat by 1 and draw a card. Spend 1 resource, bring a Elven Light back to our hand and draw a card. Discard it and give Arwen back 1 resource. We're going to put Gandalf into play. And reduce our threat by 5 down to 37. Now we're going to the questing phase. There's 4 in the staging, 8 in the staging area. Now we're questing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Fighting Wind. Sign X damage. No thank you. We're going to play it. Test the will and cancel that. Northern Wogs. Each Wog enemy gets +1 threat. So that adds 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 12. So we quested successfully by 19. Puts 4 here. And 15 here. And when that's cleared, we heal 5 damage or draw 2 cards. Over here, we're going to draw 2 cards. And we're just going to heal up the damage on this side. And we go to the next stage. 3A. When revealed, flip the time counter to nightfall. Add pack leader to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until X Wog enemies are discarded. X is 1 less than the number of players in the game. Add each discarded enemy this way to the staging area. So we flip this here, and we have to reveal an encounter card. Shrouded Hills. And now we shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck and discard until one WOG enemy is discarded, and we add the pack leader to the staging area. Okay, it's Northern WOGs. And can't be optionally engaged. After pack leader engages, you exhaust a character you control for each WOG enemy engaged with you. (3B) Battle with the pack. 5 quest points. Pack leader can't take damage unless there are at least 5 progress tokens on this stage. When it becomes day, discard all progress on this stage. The players can't defeat this stage while pack leader is in play. If pack leader is destroyed, the players win the game. So we're going to optionally, we're going to disengages, and then the Northern WOGs, and then the pack leader engages. So we have to exhaust 2 characters. We're going to exhaust the Handmaiden, and one of the Galadriel Minstrels. Now we deal out shadow cards. We're going to block with Baragond. No shadow, no damage. We'll block with Baragond. If it is night, attacking makes an additional attack. We'll block with Elrond. No shadow, no damage. We're going to block with Gandalf. Gets +1 for each quest card. +1, 4, no damage. Now we can't do any damage to the Orc pack, but we're going to attack with all these elves. Sylvan to destroy him. And attack with Haldir and destroy the WOGs. With the help from this Greenwood Archer. Now we go to the next stage. Hopefully it'll be our last one. Flip the day. We don't get any benefits. Draw a card. Test the will. Spend 1 resource. Pull an Elven Light back to our hand. Draw a card. Give an Elven, discard 1 to give Arn a resource back. use Galadriel's ability to lower our threat by 1 and draw a card. Gandalf. Gandalf is gone. Now we're going to go over to the Sylvan deck. Draw a card. Olorian. Going to use Elrond's ability with Villia. Play this. Sylvan Tracker. Going to play a Greenwood Archer. Ready up Elrond. No. It only costs 1. The Defender of the Nace into play. Now we're going to play a Host of the Galadriel again. Return all these to our hand. We're going to say that the Haldir doesn't exhaust the quest. Ready up Galadriel. Lower our threat by 1. Now we're going to put in a Galadriel Minstrel. Search the top 5 cards of our deck for an event. Tree People. Let's do it again. A Will of the West. Now let's do it again. A Whiff. Now we're going to play a Tree People and bring a Nace Guide back to our hand. We get to search the top 5 cards of our deck for a Sylvan. I'll put a Handmaiden into play and reduce the Haldir deck threat by 1. Now I'm going to play a Will of the West and shuffle our discard pile into our deck. Going to the questing phase. Oh, none of these exhaust a quest. Haldir doesn't exhaust. Elrond doesn't exhaust. So there's 1, 2, 4, 9 in the staging area. Now requesting for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Add Galadriel to make it 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Weight of responsibility. Reveal one encounter card for each quest card in play. We're going to play a test of will. Cancel that effect. Freezing Blast. Doom 2. Remove each damaged character from the quest. We have no damaged characters. So we quested successfully. We're going to play 1, 2 Elrond's consoles here. Reduce our threat by 6 down to 37. Then we're going to play Elrond's console here and reduce it down to 35. So add 3 to Haldir. So we increase it up to 38. So we quested successfully by 29. So we put 29 progress here. And now go into the combat phase. We're going to play a feint. On the pack leader. We're going to do a sneak attack and off. Reduce our threat by 5. And now we're going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and all the rest of these Sylvans, and destroy him. So there's a victory. I would say the MVPs were the host of the Galadriel and how about the bow of the Galadriel, because we sniped a total of 8 enemies. And the resolution is add Fend Off Despair to the campaign pool. So we're adding this. Now our starting threat is minus by 2. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the Escape from Mount Graham.